Miss Sunkist made a statement in one of her videos a few weeks ago, and what she said is the same thing that I've been saying for a long time. And what Miss Sunkist said is the same thing that Timothy Blaine described in one of his responses to somebody on here a few months ago. And before I tell you what Miss Sunkist said, we're going to look at Timothy Blaine describe it for you. We're going to be looking at what a better Negro is in this commentary.
I feel like you're just, I want to stop you if I can, because I see a very nasty element of your personality, girl, is now taking form because people have been watching you. You say you don't, oh, I don't care about, I got 1,000, I got 1,000 in my chat, I want 10,000, I want, girl, that is your personal business. We do not give a goddamn what you want. I don't know why you think you over there, girl, now you running shit about what a glamour girl you are. Face the truth. The blonde hair picture you have in your thumbnail is a lie. It is an old picture. It is no different than if I were to go to a sex site, girl, and put a picture up of me when I was 30. Now I'm 60. So I tricked somebody over here, girl, with a picture of me when I was 30. That's called catfishing. You're doing that to us right here, girl. Right? Even the picture with the black hair, that's not you. Your face is half the size it is in that picture, girl. Right? You're trying to present yourself as some glamour girl. But what I'm saying to you is, if this thing is so important to you, you're probably struggling with your weight just as much as Brianna, right? Because if it's not if it's not having the effect on her as it's having on you, you can still struggle. Some girls who have anorexia, girl, are sitting there with 100 pounds, girl, and when they look in the mirror, they still see a fat pig. I don't like it. I've never liked it. I've never liked the way you girls have treated that woman, and you're not running her off of YouTube. I've never liked that pile-up mentality. I've never liked stupid-ass bully-spirited bitches, girl, who are on here talking about that woman's weight. I don't like it. It's always annoying me, girl. Hi, people. How y'all doing? But if they're going to be hanging around beef sector, girl, they're going to get talked about just like everybody else. Niggas gonna show my ass crack, girl, and everything else in this thing. So if you're gonna have your ass over here, don't think you're gonna come over here and just run riot, talking about how you gonna dox everybody, and you then just start your flags, and you're gonna flag everybody over here, and then you're gonna come here and think you're gonna have a reign of terror. You ain't gonna terrorize me, ho. I think it's disgusting. These videos you making, 3 and 4 hours, talking about somebody's goddamn weight, like we didn't know she was already big. What if that girl dies? And then you better be worrying about how much you putting on, girl. I'm telling you, your face does not look like the face in that picture, girl. So if you are not ashamed of your weight, Miss Thing, why do you use old pictures? Why do you use pictures, girl, when you were pretty Kimmy? It's not you.
He's talking about a lady named Kimmy. Better Negroes who are in the toilet with the rest of us, but they figure that because they contain corn, right? We eat some corn and you got the yellow, you can see the yellow stuff in the turds. That's them. That's the better Negro. The better Negro, they figure that because they got some corn in them, that they're not turds, right? Or gum, right? When we swallow some gum and the turds be having that pink in it, that's them. That's the better Negro. They figure that because they got some pink in them, that they're not like the other turds.
It could have been you. But here's the thing with me. You coming on here telling all that girls about business of who she's having sex with and that she's meeting people online. Girl, I got news for you, honey. A huge part of the dating community has gone online. Perhaps you're behind yourself. It is not unusual to meet people online, right? You don't know what the interaction with these men is. You come on here talking about this girl's a slut, this girl's a tramp, this girl got niggas running in and out all night and all this kind of stuff, which amazed me because I thought that Brianna didn't get a lot of that kind of action because of her situation, right? But you said no. She's a whore and she got people running in and out every night. And then you want to talk about her weight. Now, which is it now? Is she attracting all these men? Surely she's not catfishing all of them, right? Or is she so enormous that no one wants her? You want to go and talk about a situation where you went into a car agency or whatever the fuck it's called with your friend, and now all you can talk about is how big she was in the seat, and you had no idea how big. You a goddamn lie. You knew exactly how big she was. And the part of the reason why you started hanging around with her is because of how big she was, right? Because when you're with Brianna, then you feel small. And you're only small because you're with her. Let's talk.
You only feel small when you're around a girl that's fatter than you. And what Masankis said, what she said was she thinks that there are people on here who hang around people who they think are unintelligent. Because hanging around people like that makes them feel smart. We used to call that being nigger rich. Right? You're not really rich. You just put on the show. Maybe you put on a few cosmetics, get your hair done. Or maybe you go out and buy yourself a big old gold chain and strut around the neighborhood like you're not from there.
But this just is phony, Kimmy. Let me just tell you something, Kimmy. Just as a word of advice, because I'm a real bitch. Let me tell you something. Kimmy, if you stop being and acting phony, you would easily have 1,000 people every time you go live. People literally leave your room when you start, and I'm a lawyer, and I'm married, I'm getting married, because we see that shit is faker than a fucking lace front wig. You need to get it together on that side. Get your character together, because it screams fake as fuck.
FyeBabe there talking about the same person Timothy Blaine was talking about. Right? In my day, we used to tell people, you ain't got a lie to kick it. Right? And the better Negro is someone who even thinks that they're not niggas. They think they're just black people, because, black people can't be niggas. Right? They suffer from this delusion because they've never done they never drove by and shot up a funeral, or they don't have no tattoos in their face. Right, that's what they told themselves a nigga is. Right, these African Americans will tell themselves these things.
Let's talk. I don't like bullies. I don't like mean, nasty, evil ass bitches, girl. You knew how big that woman was from the very beginning. Anybody who watches YouTube knows how big Brianna is. It ain't like she's hiding it, girl. We all know how big Brianna is, right? But you're the one who puts the pretty pictures in the goddamn thumbnail, and you have gone almost totally avatar. I can see the size of your goddamn arms and the width and the girth, girl. I can see the bigness in your face. You are struggling with weight your own goddamn self. And you want to come in here pretending that you're pretty Kimmy. But really, you only felt pretty because you were with Brianna. How pretty do you feel when you're with skinny girls? Because you're promoting that you're so involved in all this fashion shit. How pretty are you then? Why are you still using old thumbnails? Isn't it the hallmark of catfishers?
The better Negro would tell themselves that because I'm on death row, and you got life without parole, and the other one got 20 years to do, the better Negro would tell themselves that they're not a convicted inmate in jail with the rest of us because they only got a 6-year sentence. This is the thinking of the better Negro, like hanging around the fatter person makes them feel like they're in shape or not so fat.
Isn't it the hallmark of catfishers? The thing you're accusing her of? You're saying she looks different online and they come in and they trick some kind of way? Brianna attracts people because of her personality. It is obvious. It is obvious that she must be something about her personality that draws people to her. In my opinion, the mind is so much more important, so much more interesting, girl, than how much makeup you put on, girl, and how much you think you're pretty, Kimmy. I don't think you're all that pretty, girl, and I believe that you're all very, very chunky. You're chunky, Miss Thing, and you won't stand up and show us your goddamn body, girl, because, yeah, you can feel skinny when you were talking about Brianna, but when you stand your own big ass up in that camera, girl, and we see that this person doesn't look anything like this goddamn thumbnail she uses, because the thumbnail, you got a skinny face, girl, and in your real life, you're big. You're blown up.
The old saying that goes, if you're the smartest person in the room, then you're in the wrong room. But the kind of people I have in mind when I think of the better Negro are not people who I think are the smartest ones in the room. I see them as people who have merely convinced themselves that they're the smartest people in the room and the most well-behaved people in the room. But they're not really that.